Good morning, welcome back, and thanks for being here. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel for more videos. Let's get into it. Welding, one of those things that never stop surprising you. The more time you spend, the more ideas just start popping up. Things you can build, fix, or improve. That's the beauty of it. Once you know how to join metal, the world's open up in a different way. Now, before you even strike that first ARC, it's good to set up all small spaces where you can move around easily. Doesn't have to be fancy, just a clean corner with good light, ventilation, and solid table. You want to be comfortable enough to think clearly because a lot of creative ideas come when you are relaxed. Start by looking around old parts, scrap pieces left over from the past jobs that were half of the inspiration hide. You pick up two bits of metal that don't seem to be belong together, and suddenly you start seeing that they could become maybe a frame, maybe something decorative, maybe a sculpture, or maybe something that solve a little problem around the house. As you start working, remember that every project, no matter how small, teach you something new. The more you practice, the better you get to weld, and the cleaner your design become. You begin and note how to puddle move, how different metal react to heat, how small adjustment can change the whole outcome. Now, when you brainstorming ideas, think about usefulness first. What something that could actually make your daily life a little easier. Maybe something that help organize your space, or something adds a bit of personality to your yard or shop. Simple hooks, shades, strong joints, clean lines, that what make weld work stand out. And don't overthink the design. Sometimes the best pieces come from improvising. You take a few parts together, stand back and realize it's better than what you planned. That's the fun part, watching a pile of raw metal slowly turn into something real. If you are working on something functional, keep balance and stability in mind. The way weight is distributed matters a lot more than it looks. Even a small piece can tip if you don't plan for it. Welding isn't just about melting metal, it's about building something that lasts. Now let's talk about a material. Steel is the most forgiving, great for beginner. Milled steel is a practical and easy to cut, weld, and grind. Aluminum is a lighter but thicker. It needs cleaner preparation, tighter heat control. Stainless look beautiful when polished, but can wrap fast it overhead. Each type has its own rhythm and part of learning in figuring out how to dance with it. When it comes to finishing, don't skip the cleanup. Render your welds smooth if needed, or leave them visible if that fit that look. A little staining, some primer, and a coat of paint can completely change how a piece feels. Or go bare metal with a clear coat if you want to keep that raw industrial vibe. If you're working on something that will say outside, pay attention to a weatherproofing. Even good steel rust with time, especially in humid or coastal areas. A layer of rust-resistant paint or even a powder coating can make your work last for years. The more you build, the more you learn, the more you start being a small problem around as the opportunities. A wobbly stool, a cluttered shelf, a loose gate, Instead of buying something new, your brain start asking, I could just make it. And that's how new ideas are born. Not from big plan, but from paying attention to what around you. Another tip, keep your scrap organized. Those leftover pieces, tubes, flat bars, small cut-offs can become a building blocks for your next ideas. Welding reward people who think ahead and also improvise. Now, if you are ever hit a creative block, try changing your environment. Step outside, look at another welder, not to copy but to spark your own direction. Notice how shape interact, how texture catch lights, how balance affect design. Something you will get an idea just from seeing a shadow or a reflection. Don't rush. Some of the best projects happen slowly. You might start something today and finish it to seek later. Once the right ideas click, welding gives you a flexibility metal can wait. And here is something a lot of beginners forget. Take pride in a small improvement. The first few projects might look rough, and that's perfectly fine. Everything would be fine, and every weld you lay, every corner you smooth in a step toward a mastery. Every experienced welder still mess up. They just fix it faster. If you are using MIG, it's greater for quick, clean joints. For beginner, TIG gives you a precision, beautiful control, perfect for details work. Stick welding is tougher at first but stronger and versatile. You don't need to be fascinated setup, just matter most of practice and patience. Now think about texture. Welding, you play with pattern and surfaces. You can create rough, hammered look or smooth, polished finish. You can stack back decoratively and blend them invisible. And a lot of people overlook that part. But texture is what makes metal feel alive. And when you shaping part, remember, metal want to move, it expand, its pull and its twist. Clamping pieces firmly and tracking them evenly help keep everything aligned. If you notice distortion, don't panic, it happens. You can correct it with little heat control and experience. One of the most satisfying part of welding is that moment when something you imagine finally takes shapes in front of you. You feel that slight hum through the gloves and a flash of ARC and a sound of metal cooling, and you realize you just built something that didn't exist an hour ago. Let's simply real quick because that's the keep this hobby enjoyable. Always wear a proper helmet, gloves and a long sleeve. Protect your skin and eyes from spark. Clean your workspace before you start and make sure you are not welding near anything flammable. Respect the tools and you will get respect back. Now once you're comfortable, start experimenting. The combining different materials or adding environment and movement may be parts that survival slide or fold. This kind of texture make even small buildings more interesting. And once you get the hang of it, you will find yourself creating things that look store-bought. They feel like more personal. Keep in mind, not everything you build need to be perfect. Welding is a craft, not a competition. Each project tells a small story about your progress, your patience, and your creativity. If you have ever felt that spark of pride when someone asks, "Did you make that?" that what keep people hooked, because you didn't just build object, you build a proof that you can do it. Over time, your imagination start to stretch. You begin thinking in a three dimensions. Imagination how parts connect, how angles fit, and how weight is distributed. You will catch yourself planning joint in every head while walking through a hardware store. That's when you know welding becomes second nature. There is something meditative about it, to the rhythm of torch, the hum of grunt, the smell of metal cooling. It's slow down you, focus your attention, and it's just work. It's a kind of therapy. If you ever feel stuck, try setting a challenge for yourself. Maybe limit your materials. Only use flat bars or only use tubing. Concentrating can force creativity. You will start finding clever ideas and ways to make things work. And remember, a good weld isn't just always a prettiest one. It's the one that holds strength come first, polish later. You will also find the more you share, more you work, the more feedback and inspiration you will get. Other builders see your ideas and take it in further, or so you can take. You don't know that how you grow a maker by staying curious and connected. If you are filming or showing your project online, be honest about the process, show the mistakes, the fixes you learn. People connect more with real progress and perfect results. Now, here's the best part. Once you get good at welding, you start seeing metal not as something hard or cold, but as a clay you can shape. With enough skill, you can make it flow, bend, curve, and twist exactly how you want it. That's when your ideas stop being limited by tools. And when you finish a piece, step back, clean your work, and take a moment to appreciate it. The sound of a grinder stopping, the glowing fading from the well. The quiet moment is what make a effort worth it. Every project, no matter how simple, adds another layer of your confidence, and the confidence that what drives you to tackle bigger, bolder, and lighter ideas. So don't wait for the perfect ideas, just start, pick up the piece of metal, make a few cuts, strike that ARC, and see where it takes you. Because that's the thing about welding. A real project isn't just what you are building, it's who are you becoming while you build it. Because that's the thing about welding. A real project isn't just that you are building, it's who you are becoming while you are building. And let's talk about one of the best things you can develop as you go, your eyes for design. You start to notice proper proportion, spacing, symmetries, and you begin to be careful about how to edge line up, how the light hits the surface, and how whole piece feel balanced. That's when your project shift from practical to professional. And the funny thing is, it happens slowly, one small improvement at a time. When you are sketching an idea, don't worry about making it perfect on paper. A rough outline is enough. The real refreshment happens in your hand while you are holding a material. Sometimes the metal itself tell what it want to be. Metal may be a piece band, just bright size make you rethink the layout and the part of creativity flow. And if you catch yourself starting over halfway through, that's not a failure, that's growth. and you're seeing things more clearly. Understanding what you want to be and what you want better. You are chasing precision, and that's something every great welder learn to respect. Here is another thing to think about: finishing touch. Once you have got your weld done and your structure solid, take the time to smooth it out, grind where it needs to be, clean every surface. That final cleanup can take your work from good enough to diamond that looks solid. A little extra time will always pay off. After you prepare the surface, experiment with finishes, paint odds, colors, and correctors. But metal also look great in raw. Try clear coat, patinas, or heat coloring. Each one gives you a unique look. Don't be afraid to experiment. The worst that happened is you stand it off and start again. As while you're working, take break, step back, eat your dinner, drink water, look at your project from distance. That's how you catch little details. Things like crooked line or uneven spacing, those moments of reflection keep your work sharp. Here is something you will notice after a while. Every project teaches you patience. You start understanding timing. When you push forward, when to slow down, you learn that rushing the world just create more cleanup later. You will start trusting the process. Now let's touch on creativity again. Welding is not just mechanical, it's expressive. You are shaping raw material into something that didn't exist before. There is a deep satisfaction in that. So if you get an idea that seems weird or unusual, follow it. Building something just for fun, even if it fails, you will learn 10 new things along with the way. One habit worth building: document your progress. Take photo before, during, and after each project. You will see how far you are going, until it will give you the idea of what to improve next. Sometimes looking back at old work is the best motivation to keep pursuing forward. If you ever get into a rut, try working with friends. Collaborations spark creativity. One person ideas add another, and suddenly you have got something neither you have would thought of alone. And don't forget, mistakes are the part of life and the part of the team. Even the best welder misjudge angle and blow through thin metal. The key is to fix it, not hide it. Grind it, patch it, welding again. Every time you fix an error, you become skilled. You also start noticing that certain tools become extension of your hand. Your grinder, your clamps, and your torch. They will all start feel familiar. You will know by sound, vibration, that something right or not right. That kind of institution only come from the spending at a bench. Now think about how you can add function and form. Maybe something that's strong but also look good. You don't have to be choosing between the two. Good welding design balance strength with style, and that what separates the average from the great. If you ever work with curves, tubings, and round stock, take your time with alignment. It's thicker than flat surface, but incredibly rewarding. Bending materials by heat or with the jig open saw and whole open level of creativity. It's how you are reached sail into something that almost look alive. There is also a deeper layer of welding. It teaches resilience. When you thing go wrong, you don't throw it away, you fix it. That mind spills into another parts of life too. You start solving problems. You start trusting yourself to figure things out. Now let's talk about storage and organization for a second. It might not sound existing, but it changes everything. Keep your workspace clean, hang your tool where you can see tab. Label your material when you can find what you need. You work smoother and faster. Just slow the creativity. And the better organized you are, the more you'll notice new idea sneak into your mind. Maybe you spot a leftover pieces and realize it's perfect for something else. And how some of the best projects happen by accident in clean shop. Once you got a rhythm going, start challenging yourself with joints that push your skill. Try different angles, test your precision, and more complex your building gets and sharper your instincts. Remember, complexity isn't a goal, quality is. A simple, solid piece done right, it worth complicated one the poor. If you need inspiration, just look around your space, furniture, tools, fixture, start, or raw material. You will got that same power in your hand. Here is our today's video. Thanks for being here. Rest of the video is here. Please do subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.